everybody. Thanks for tuning in on another brand new episode of Mighty Mac Week in Review. My name's Dave Molinaro, and look who's back in studio, my partner, Britt Merkel.
Glad to be back, and a special thanks to Megan Gallagher for filling in for me last week when I wasn't able to be here.
She did do it. Yeah, she did.
Way to go, Meg. So all of our spring sports teams were in action last week for the first time all year, so we're going to update you guys on that.
First, we're going to take a look at women's lacrosse. Last week, they beat Gwinnett Mercy by a final score of 19-6, and then they hosted Rosemont. Let's take a look at those highlights. After scoring the first 5 goals of the game, Rosemont did steal one back, but then Allison Jakovic feeds Kelly Lapp, who nets one of her 3 goals on the day to give the Mighty Macs a 6-1 lead. Later in the second half, Elizabeth Tito takes one of Jakovic's 5 assists on the day and makes a quick move in front of the net for one of her 3 goals on the day to give the Mighty Macs a 15-6 lead. And just 3 minutes later, it's Shannon Neal's turn as she gets the pass from Kelly Lapp cutting to the net to put Immaculata up by 10 with a score of 16-6. The freshman Hannah Varecchia finishes up the scoring on an assist from Danielle Lopez, her 8th point of the day to send Immaculata to a 22-9 victory. The lacrosse team only has 1 game this week at Cabrini.
The men's lacrosse team took a pair of losses at Gwinnett Mercy and Marywood, but will host Elizabethtown this Wednesday.
Softball finally got on the field. They played Wesley and Baptist Bible last week in a couple of games. Let's take a look how they did. The softball team dropped their doubleheader at Wesley with scores of 8-0 and 10-8 before sweeping Baptist Bible 12-3 and 12-4 in their CSAC opener. The Mighty Mac of the Week, Anne-Marie Barteau, hit 2 home runs in the win, and Melissa Eck hit 6 RBIs, including a grand slam.
The baseball team was finally back in action after 24 days off when they hosted Newman. Let's take a look at the highlights. In the 4th inning, trailing 4-1, Ryan Tecco gets one of his 2 hits on the day, lofting a single to left center field to score Mike Lasco. Later in the 4th inning, Ryan Thicka lines a single to left field to score Jason McCormick to give Immaculata a 5-4 lead as part of an 8-run inning when the Macs sent 13 hitters to the plate. Dan Whalen started on the mound for the Macs and went 5 innings with 7 strikeouts, including this one in the 3rd to earn the win for Immaculata. Leading 9-7 in the 7th inning, Kenny Anderson came in out of the bullpen and gave 1 1/3 innings of shutout ball, including the strikeout. After the Macs blew the game open with 5 runs in the 7th, Rick DiDomenico makes this great diving catch backwards, and the Macs went on to win the game 14-9. Immaculata will play doubleheaders against Newman and Gwinnett Mercy to close out the week.
The men's tennis team had 3 matches last week. Let's see how they did. The Macs dropped matches to Cabrini and Gwinnett Mercy last week, but picked up their first CSAC win of the season over Keystone on Saturday by a score of 9-0. They will play Rosemont at home on Wednesday.
The Mighty Mac golf team finished 5th at the IU Spring Invitational yesterday at Pickering Valley Golf Club. Aaron Harper tied for 11th as a top finisher for Immaculata. They will compete at the Stevenson Invitational on Monday. The track team competed at Widener University this past weekend and will be back in action at Westchester University in 2 weeks.
That looks like it's going to be all for this week's episode of Mighty Mac Week in Review. We want to wish you guys a happy and safe Easter. We'll see you guys same place, same time next week. I'm Dave Molinaro.
And I'm Britt Merkel.
And go Macs.